Hello guys, and welcome to this video. Today I would like to talk about cuteness and why we humans actually find certain things or certain animals cute and others we do not find cute. There are actually specific features that cause a subconscious reaction in us and subconscious attraction, or the want to take care of people or animals when they display certain features. And I would like to talk about that. Now I'm going to start just with the first paragraph of a Wikipedia article about cuteness. Cuteness is a subjective term describing a type of attractiveness commonly associated with youth and appearance, as well as a scientific concept and analytical model in ethology, first introduced by Konrad Lorenz. Lorenz proposed the concept of baby schema, in German Kindchenschema, a set of facial and body features that make a creature appear cute and activate in others the motivation to care for it. Cuteness may be ascribed to people as well as things that are regarded as attractive or charming. Now, I would like to go actually into the ethological definition of cuteness. So not just remaining general about cuteness. Now in German you've heard this got a certain expression for it, which is Kindchenschema. Now Kindchenschema is a bit hard to translate to English. Lorenz came up with this expression. Now Kindchen means a little child, and Schema is not necessarily like, it's not like a scheme or something. I would rather call it a pattern. So Konrad Lorenz, he was an Austrian biologist who mostly worked in research of animal behavior, and he got the Nobel Prize in 1973. Like many of his theories were later modified and also criticized. He as a person was also criticized because like he worked under the Nazis, but that's not what I'm going into here. His theories in principle, like as far as I know, all of them are still very valid, and it is not surprising, or it's nothing out of the ordinary, that specific scientific theories are just being modified or specified in later decades. That has nothing to do with the original theory being completely wrong. Now, what did Konrad Lorenz actually find out? Now, he observed that certain features make things seem cute to us. Certain physiological features. Now I have a picture here of these, just to compare these two columns. So on the left column, you see on top the head of a very young child, probably a boy. Then you see the names of the animals here written in German. So the first one is a Wüstenspringmaus. That's a desert, that's some type of mouse living in the desert. Then right below it is what is called ein Schoßhund. Schoßhund is a lapdog. And then a Rotkehlchen, the bird here, at the bottom is, Rot is red, and the Kehlchen is, so that's the, God, what's that? This red-breasted little bird. I just forgot what it's called in English. Now, on the right-hand side here, you see similar animals, or even like the same animals that are just adults. So here you see first of all an adult man, the head of an adult man. Then you see a hare, an adult hare, then a hunting dog, and a bird, a different bird that's called pirole, that has a different head shape. Now, the experiment, or the following experiment, has been done like numerous times by I don't know how many research groups. So you just show the pictures of these two columns to people, and you ask people to rate which side they find cuter, and you would have around like you can ask thousands of people, 10,000 of people have been asked, and like the absolutely overwhelming majority always goes for the left side. And now, if you look at the exact differences between the two columns, then you can actually pinpoint quite precisely what the differences are, and that's what Konrad Lorenz did. So what he found was that the main features of cuteness, or that things that we find cute, are first of all the large and dominant forehead, which is not, it's kind of it's not bent to the back, but it's almost vertical. Then you have a very like an overly large head compared to the rest of the body. Then the next feature would be that the facial features like eyes, nose, and mouth are situated like in the lower parts of the face, so they're not just equally scattered, but the lower the better. Then very important are the big and round eyes. Next feature would be the nose, which is supposed to be small and short, or like even hardly visible. That makes it look cute. Then the cheeks have to be round and kind of puffy. The lower jaw has to be small and not dominant. And the last feature that is listed here would be that you would need to have a small chin. Now, if this list of features is actually, or criteria is actually fulfilled, then we as humans do find that object or that animal automatically cute. And we can perhaps not exactly explain why that is the case, but we do find it cute. It's just a subconscious process. Now, this has developed in evolution, interestingly enough, with loads of animals, and loads of animals also seem to react to these particular features, at least of like higher developed animals. Now, it is interesting to note that not all young animals or newborn animals actually display these features. Now, there is a big difference between animals that do need parental care and other animals that do not. Now, these features were basically developed during evolution to elicit like the kind of a caregiving instinct in the parent animals. But the caregiving is only then relevant or important if it actually is a species that needs care. I mean, we humans, we definitely do need care, like even for years after being born. Like you cannot leave a baby just alone by itself. It is absolutely dependent on the parents, even for years. But that's not the case with every animal. Now, there's loads of animals that do actually not really need parental care, and you can say that it is more or less a rule of thumb that the newborn animals of those species, they do not display these cuteness features because they just do not depend on their parents' care. So that is pretty interesting. Now, for instance, you can look at this picture here. Now, this is a young lizard. Lizards do not get any care from their parents. Like lizards, they lay eggs, and the young lizards, they just hatch and they are completely independent from the first minute. So you see this lizard here, it looks exactly just like the adult lizard. And in fact, if the finger of the person was not there, then it would be basically impossible to actually judge how old this lizard is, if it is a newborn, just like a newly hatched one, or if it is one that's already an adult. So this is not something that occurs in every animal species, but it does elicit a definite or a certain type of reaction in humans. Now, the interesting thing is that this reaction is not only limited to your own species. I mean, you see that with humans very clearly that we do not only find babies cute, we also find other animals cute that have these cute features. Like when we go back to the first picture, then you actually see here, the second one is a good example, this kind of desert mouse here. Now this is an adult desert mouse, the picture here, but these mice, they still keep those features when they're adults, and so we still find them cute. So they have kind of like the forehead is like more going to the upright than with the normal hair that you see on the right. They have the small ears, and the head just seems more rounded than the one of the hair, and we just automatically find this cuter. Although this is an adult animal that does not need any care anymore. So sometimes you can find this in nature as well. So now you can probably imagine how I would like to tie this together with dogs. Now, dog breeds, or pedigree dogs, they have been bred now for centuries to actually maintain these cuteness features as much as possible, even in their adult life. So you have the Chihuahua, for instance. They keep these features. I mean, here's a picture of a Chihuahua. They keep these baby features even as adults, which makes us find them cute. It elicits a certain reaction from us, and this reaction is subconscious. This is not something that we consciously do, but I think it is actually good to know about these things, because they can also be used for manipulation of people, which I'll talk about that a little bit later. So here, this is an adult Chihuahua, and yeah, we all find them very cute. They have become very popular. I personally, since I've educated myself about dogs, I basically just find every dog picture appalling. But yeah, I know that I did find, I'm not exempt from this rule. My subconscious is just as subconscious as the next bloke's. So yeah, the cuteness is there. So this here, like everybody would find this cute. Now you probably know why. Now perhaps we understand why people do not find this here cute. Now, people usually don't like snakes, or at least most people don't like snakes, or they are just indifferent to them. Now, if you look at the snake head, like a snake head does not really fulfill any of the features that would be needed to make them cute. So, you know, they do not have, you know, the big eyes, the bulging forehead, um, the cute nose, and anything. Like, basically, you don't have anything. Like, okay, the only thing that it actually does fulfill is they seem to have a very thin chin and a very weak chin, but that cannot really help the picture very much. But now look at this other snake here. This here is a tree python, and like which one of the two would you actually find cuter? Now, it would be an interesting experiment to ask a few people that, but I would actually be pretty sure that people would find the second one, like this more colorful one, they would find it more attractive, and because it does have these big eyes. So, you know, the eyes do already make kind of a difference compared to this one, which has these very small eyes. This one looks more a bit like a comic book character with, you know, these big eyes. So it goes a little bit up on the cuteness scale. Now, the cuteness is, of course, used in lots of ways to manipulate people. Especially, you can see it in advertising, for instance. I mean, look at this ad here. This ad is for it's for a certain type of biscuits, and yeah, it's you have a small kitten in the biscuit package, which of course, if you think about it, the kitten has nothing to do with the biscuits, and you could even ask yourself what the kitten is doing in the package, if it's just pissing into it, which is probably not going to improve the biscuits. But yeah, when you see it at first sight, you just find it cute. Everybody finds it cute, and it gives you this kind of fuzzy and warm feeling that you will immediately then subconsciously connect to the brand's name that you see as well in the picture. So I think it is an old rule in the advertisement and marketing world that if you slap cute animals or cute children into an advertisement, you can basically not go wrong with that. Here's another example. A dog lying in toilet paper, which, of course, like the dog has absolutely nothing to do with the toilet paper. They don't use toilet paper, unfortunately not. Dogs are filthy and disgusting. They lick their anuses and then they lick people. So it has absolutely nothing to do with the toilet paper, but you can use it in the ads, of course. And this kind of use of cuteness is very, very widespread. One other example that I would not necessarily call manipulation, but you know, of course, the Japanese comics, the mangas, and you can basically look at all of the manga or anime figures, and you will see that they look like more or less like this, and they display exactly the features that we were talking about. You know, first of all, what you see are those huge eyes, the huge big black eyes, and then the almost non-existent nose, the small mouth, and the kind of round head. And yeah, it just makes it look cute for us. Just like those dogs that were bred to look cute all their life. But actually, there is a pretty simple way of stripping them of their cuteness, and that is if you actually look at the skull. Now, I mean, everybody knows that pugs have become so unbelievably popular, and especially the pug puppies. They're just so cute, and you just want to cuddle them, and everybody wants one. Now, be that as it may, now if you actually remove the skin of a pug head, then this is what you get. Now, you immediately see that this is not cute at all. This is absolutely this just appalling, and it really does look like from a horror movie. It looks like some mutant, and it does look like a mutant because it is a mutant. It just is a mutant. This is not natural. This is absolute. This is a deformity. That's an absolutely unnatural deformity. Now, I mean, if you find this cute, then well, good, you do you. But I mean, it's just appalling. I mean, just look at the teeth. It's just it's just grotesque. It's just absolutely grotesque. And now, just for comparison, here you actually see a wolf skull. So this is what we started with, and this is what nature looks like. And then we got to this here. We just had to do it. So it's just, yeah, it's just a bit dumb. So I think it is important to know such things. Your subconscious is still working. You cannot just shut off your subconscious. It is still working, and you will still find things more or less cute or not cute at all. But just being aware of this actually already helps you to, or at least it helps me. I don't want to speak for other people, but it helps me to actually understand reactions that I have, to understand them better, and perhaps not to be completely, to fall victim to some subconscious, totally unlogical behavior. Because the interesting thing is that with these cuteness features, there were experiments done that I think that was with adult people, and they were shown pictures of children that were supposed to be up for adoption. And the people didn't know anything about the children. They were just shown pictures of the children, and then they had to rate those pictures. Like, first of all, of course, like for cuteness and everything, but also, and they had to be rated for other features. For instance, those, like the more cute children or infants, they were also rated as more likable, more friendly, more healthy, and more competent than infants who were less cute. Now, if you think about that, then you realize, of course, that these facial features, they have nothing to do with being friendly or being healthy or being like even competent. Like that has, like, the competency has absolutely nothing to do with the facial features. So this is a completely subconscious thing that is happening here. And like even the health, like you can have a child that is totally sick and weak, but it can still be totally cute and have all these features. So that has nothing, there's absolutely no connection between the two. But we perceive it as such, and in this experiment, the people actually rated the cute infants and the cute children higher on, on the health and friendliness and competence than the less cute ones. And if you think about that, then it really is actually pretty crazy. What, like, how influenced our thinking is just by the visuals. Now, you can take, for instance, the Chihuahua, of course. Like, yeah, they look really cute. like in this picture here. But you know, the cuteness again, if you look at reality, that's usually not what the Chihuahua looks like, because Chihuahuas are, I think, even one of the most aggressive dog breeds in the world, and they're just unbelievably irritating. Now, the reality of a Chihuahua looks more like this, and well, suddenly it doesn't look that cute anymore. I mean, it's showing its teeth and it's looking aggressive, and you know, all the cuteness is gone instantaneously. And that is actually that is actually the reality of a Chihuahua. So yeah, you can talk yourself into something being cute, and you know, the physiological features also can support that. But if you are actually aware of these patterns, then perhaps you are not going to fall for it so easily. And it would be really nice if the people who are getting dogs and buying dogs, if they did not fall so easily for this nonsense. Yeah, but I mean, they fall for it in millions, and then everybody else has to suffer with them. And I mean, yeah, look, if you want to get one of these things, then yeah, good luck. I mean, I really hope you have some very high boots, because that aggressive little shit is just going to bite your legs all the time. And I mean, we have seen in a different video with this, I think that was my reaction to It's Me or the Dog. Like, that dog was really cute as well. I mean, that whatever Maltese Chihuahua mix or whatever that little shit was. But I mean, just look at the video, at the way it is acting. And I mean, I just look at that for 10 seconds and it already makes me want to drown it in the next lake. Jesus Christ, it's just so, it's unbearable. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about this a little bit, and how this is used to actually drive sales. Not only for dogs, also for loads of other things. But the dog sales have gone through the roof. And there's actually statistical evidence for that like dog sales have gone up massively in the last 10-15 years. Interestingly enough, since social media came up. They have just become incredibly popular on social media. And you know, everybody now thinks that he or she has to pose with some cute dog on Instagram or wherever, and the dogs are just being considered some social media accessory. But that's a topic for a different video, or other people have made better videos about that. So I hope I could make it clear what this cuteness pattern actually is. And yeah, guys, thank you for listening. You have a good day, take care, and bye-bye.